Perk, is Zion ready to carry a team to the finals?
Hell yeah, he is. Look, I mean, listen. This guy has been living up to expectations since he's been in diapers, okay? The cameras, the bright lights, they've been on him since the age of 15. You look at what he went through at Duke. The only thing we ever questioned about Zion was his health. When he's available, he hasn't disappointed us. And what he did this weekend, right, to go out and do how he did without Brandon Ingram, to drop the 35-piece spicy last night. He's the second most dominant player next outside of Giannis Antetokounmpo, along with the skill set that he has. And when you look at the Western Conference, and I know everybody go harp that the Golden State Warriors beat the Boston Celtics. We're getting to that later in the show. The West is wide open. Zion Williamson cannot be stopped. He is the Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Western Conference.
Mark Spears, I know you've spent extended time watching the Pelicans and being there. What have you taken away from Zion's performance as of late?
Well, first of all, yes, I agree. If the Pelicans have Zion Williamson healthy, yeah, they could do some special things this year. But you're looking at 539 days of frustration with Zion Williamson. He's mad at the Suns for knocking out his teammates. He's mad at you for calling him fat and out of shape. He's just mad at the world for not being able to showcase his great talent over this extended period of time. But now he's healthy. He's taking names. He's destroying everyone. He's putting up big numbers. He's enthusiastic. Man, even the fans can feel it. They're frustrated too. Pelicans basketball has been awful for the most part. So there's an excitement, enthusiasm for Thanos that I think could make this special team, make it a very, very special team in New Orleans.
Let's clear this up for the public.
Second line special.
He said mad at you. He's not talking about me because I never said that. I was never that. I'm pro player, but I know the general sentiment.
That's in general.
I know. The general sentiment was that he was, out of shape. But guess what? He's back and he's better than ever. Ramona, what have you taken from Zion's performance?
Look, he's played his way into great shape because he trusts his body now. He's not worried about a cut might hurt him. He might hurt himself or landing on that foot anymore. When you trust your body, you can let loose and unleash all of his considerable skill set. And I think when you talk to the Pelicans, what they're most excited about really is they've had 26 games. They've only seen CJ, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson together in 10 of them. 6-4 in those 10 games, but they really haven't seen their big three all together. Zion's able to carry the team in games when Brandon Ingram isn't there or CJ McCollum isn't there, but they haven't even seen the best of themselves yet.
Yeah, if you think about the last 14 games, they have had the fourth best offense and the best defense in that time.
So what are the realistic expectations for the winning team today for the 76ers who got 35 from Joel Embiid?
The same expectations I have for the Sixers is the same expectations when the Nets put their team together. Win the conference. We've seen the Celtics do it. We've seen the Raptors do it. We've seen the Heat do it. We've seen the Bucks do it all since LeBron James have left the conference. We felt, and Ben Simmons has played for both of those teams, coincidentally, so has James Harden. Mm-hmm. So now, can both of those guys help elevate those situations to get to the next level?
And there's a secret weapon that Philadelphia has up his sleeve. Tyrese Maxey.
Yes.
Who's not even on the court today. All right, they wound up scoring whatever they had, 125 points. So the question, Perk said this to Stephen A. Jalen, and I want to bounce this off you. When Maxey comes back, and we've been talking about how he needs to be perhaps their second best overall player, especially the two-way player that he is. Could you see, and Perk suggests this, Doc Rivers bringing him off the bench and leaving this starting group together because they played so well in this streak, or is that too far for you?
Santa Perk, I love you. His eggnog was spiked. No way you bring in Tyrese Maxey, their second best player off the bench, because he's a game changer. He's the guy that could get you 15 to 20 points in the first quarter, and he gives them that pace. He gives them that tempo.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jag from Jaggy Sports again. Happy New Year, January 2nd. First episode of 2023. Hope everybody has a great year ahead of them. Wishing nothing but the best, success, and nothing less. Let's get right into it. Tonight is a big, big matchup. They faced each other December 30th with the home team winning. Now they're stepping into Wells Fargo Arena. I'm talking about New Orleans Pelicans taking on hometown 76ers. Hometown 76ers are 5th in the East, and the Pelicans, visiting Pelicans, are 3rd in the West, right? So, injury report, we have Joel Embiid day-to-day. I still haven't heard if he's going to play or not. I think he is. We'll see. He is a lead, I wouldn't say lead. He is an MVP candidate for sure, averaging 33 points per game. On the other side, you have Brandon Ingram, still out. Larry Nance Jr., he's out. And basically, if Joel Embiid plays, you have him and James Harden taking on CJ McCollum and Zion Williamson. CJ McCollum had one hell of a game on December 30th with 42 points. He was raining threes in New Orleans that day. I don't know if anyone caught the highlights, but he was absolutely dropping bombs like you wouldn't believe. Zion Williamson had 36 points. He's averaging he's averaging 26 for the season. You know, he's doing a lot more than that. I'll get into that in a second here. And James Harden had 20 points, but he had a bunch of assists, and Joel Embiid had 37 points. Now, you got to think, who is going to win this matchup, right? It is the Clash of Titans. You have Joel Embiid, like I said, 37 points, averaging 33. Then you have Zion Williamson. You know, the guy's a beast. Absolute beast. And you guys saw the clips basically saying Zion, healthy Zion means they have one hell of a shot to get to the conference finals. Perk says absolute finals for sure if he's healthy. Basically what it is, you need Brandon Ingram if you're going to make it to the finals, right? He plays one hell of a role to CJ McCollum, sharpshooter galore. He's fairly more than fairly. He's very, very good at the three-point line. So tonight we have one hell of a matchup. I don't know, right? You can't mess with the Pelicans. The Pelicans are a legit team. If you have been following them all year, they are absolutely destroying teams, even though they lost their last game. But they're absolutely destroying teams right now. And this is without Brandon Ingram. So Zion Williamson is just, you know, he is not the next big thing. He is the big thing, right? Everybody kept saying, oh, you know, what about his foot? He's not landing properly, like Stephen A. Smith said. It doesn't matter. He is proving to the world that he belongs in the MVP race, and he does guaranteed belong in the MVP race. We'll get into that discussion at another point in the future. But what Zion Williamson is doing for the Pelicans is unbelievable. And you have to consider the fact that they have a real shot to get to the finals. You know, I couldn't agree more with Kendrick Perkins. There are legit teams in the NBA. Denver Nuggets, one of them. They beat Boston last night. Healthy Boston. And let's get to the 76ers. 76ers, Joel Embiid and James Harden are playing fairly well, right? They are 8-2 in their last 10 games, and you know they're starting to pick it up. They're 5th in the East. I know you're thinking that's kind of low for them, but they're only, I think, 3 games back of the red-hot Brooklyn Nets. It's just a matter of time before Joel Embiid and James Harden pick it up. I know everybody heard that James Harden might leave for Houston in the offseason. You know, that hasn't gained any traction like everybody thought it would. But regardless, they are on a mission, and 8-2 in their last 10 games. They're quietly putting up great numbers. And at the end of the day, Joel Embiid is a phenomenal player. If he plays tonight, this is one hell of a matchup. You have to PVR this, record it, watch it, cancel your plans. I don't care. This game is one of the biggest games I've wanted to see in the last week, right? They beat, the Pelicans beat the 76ers on their home turf. Now, the 76ers are looking for revenge, right? Because 76ers need this win to actually compete in the East. You know, it's been quite some time that the East has been competitive, and quite frankly, it is this year. You have the Bucks, who are slightly taking a dip in the standings, Boston Celtics, red hot Brooklyn Nets, and now you have the 76ers, right? You have a couple other teams here and there, but 76ers, they're starting to pick it up, and we all know Pelicans, what they can do. Legit shot to get to the finals. We'll see. I think so, but that's just my opinion. Leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. Who is going to win this matchup? Who is going to win this matchup? Is it the 76ers, who are playing at home, Wells Fargo Arena, or is it the Pelicans, who are visiting Philadelphia and whom they just beat on December 30th, 127 to, I think it was like 116 or something. I'm not 100% sure. One hell of a matchup, Zion and CJ McCollum versus Joel and James Harden. Leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. Who will win this matchup? Philadelphia 76ers or the New Orleans Pelicans? This is Jag from Jaggy Sports.